príncipe Carlos estaba por dar un discurso cuando alguien del público intentó Sin embargo, su insólita reacción llamó la atención de todos, puesto que ni se inmutó tras escuchar los disparos.
I was thinking, that's very peculiar. What's this man trying to do? The next thing, I was hit by my policeman.
Todo ocurrió mientras visitaba Australia en 1994. Él, en ese entonces príncipe, estaba a punto de comenzar un discurso cuando se desató el caos. En las imágenes se escuchan dos golpes diferentes y un montón de gente revolviéndose justo delante de él.
The man sprang from the crowd and began firing less than 10 feet away.
The palace rejected the implied criticism tonight, saying security was entirely a matter for the police.
Lucky for Charles, they had blanks instead of bullets.
Stunned disbelief. I just couldn't believe I was seeing what I was seeing.
I just shocked and appalled, and I think we should learn some lessons from this.
Well, those are the things that you certainly don't expect in this country.
We were stunned. We really were. I remember turning to someone and saying, what the hell is going on here?
Y es que un manifestante había disparado un par de veces antes de lanzarse fallidamente en contra del príncipe Carlos. Sin embargo, nadie sabía que él era de fogueo, por lo que el dispositivo de seguridad de la familia real tuvo que actuar rápidamente para evitar una tragedia.
Everyone was stunned that someone could actually get from the crowd and to the stage, because it's fine now to say, yes, he only had a starter. We didn't know that at the time.
Were they panicking, the crowd?
They were very confused, and I think they were very afraid, and certainly people were coming toward the stage. Now, I was here with some security people and just saying to people, look, everything's okay, they've got hold of him, no one's been shot, just get back.
El hombre que atentó, cuyo nombre es David Kahn, tenía 23 años y era estudiante universitario en Australia. Sus motivos para disparar al príncipe estaban directamente relacionados con el trato que recibían cientos de solicitantes de asilo camboyanos que se encontraban en campos de detención en Australia.
Seconds, another shot had gone off, and this person had just careered into the podium. Now, at that stage, I was sitting just up there. I got out of my seat to make a lunge at this character, and he was on his hands and knees and cannoned into the official party, where, of course, everyone converged and just grappled with him. The job then was to keep everyone back and maintain some sort of order.
El público allí presente no podía creer lo que había pasado y muchos de ellos entraron en pánico tras escuchar los disparos.
Australia Day, traditionally a day of great celebration and remembrance. Instead, 1994 will be remembered as the time Prince Charles's life was threatened, a horrifying thought to most Australians.
I just think it's terrible. Our future monarch, and he is still our future monarch, can come to Australia and still have his life threatened. I just think it's a terrible representation on Australia.
Now, if you listen, that's the first shot. That's the second shot. Now, the reaction time between him reaching the prince and the second shot was about 5 seconds, which to me is far too slow. And the principal then, in my view, would have been, or at least seriously wounded.
First sight of the incident, my officer was the first to the side of His Royal Highness and responded exactly as I was expecting him to, and responded as he's been trained.
Sin embargo, lo que más sorprende de la grabación es la forma en que el ahora rey Carlos III ni siquiera reacciona ante lo ocurrido, puesto que en su rostro no se ve a alguien asustado que teme por su vida.
I must ask you, Australia Day?
Yeah.
A young man bolts out of the crowd and 2 shots are fired. What did you think? What was going on?
Well, I think, first of all, I found myself standing up there on the platform, waiting, as I thought, for 2 young achievers to come up and be given their prizes by me. And I couldn't understand. I was standing there, nothing was happening. I'm looking around, wondering what was happening. And I thought perhaps they're going to come up the central aisle where the others had come up to receive their prize. And suddenly, up from the right-hand side, jumps a chap, running like hell towards me. And I thought, this chap's hellish keen on getting his prize, I think. And
you thought it was one of the kids?
Well, the trouble is with these things, it's very difficult to tell the difference between what is part of the proceedings and what is actually, what you call an incident. It's something, isn't meant to be happening. And it was by the time it had gone, I was thinking, that's very peculiar. What's this man trying to do? The next thing, I was hit by my policeman, barged to one side, and then the Premier and 25 other policemen disappeared in a sort of immense scrum around here.
Afortunadamente, el príncipe Carlos logró salir ileso del incidente y todo quedó como una simple anécdota para contar que el mundo recordará para siempre.
You just didn't know what was going on.
Well, I mean, I didn't run away or anything else. There's no point. But I mean, I think you just get on with it.
Yes.
You know, whatever's going on. But I mean, if the chap had hit me in some way or other, I would have been slightly different. But it's quite difficult. What do you do? Somebody's running straight at you. I didn't know what he was doing. But by the time, you know, it takes time, fun enough, before you realize we're not all made like James Bond, you know, or Indiana Jones. I mean, you know, you don't just step to one side and go blat as somebody goes past you. Or like they always can do, get into an aeroplane, start it up and fly. Have you never seen what the aeroplane's like? You know, it doesn't happen in real life.
What do you think later when you got back afterwards and before you went to bed? Did you think, that could have been close?
Oh, yes. I mean, certainly. You never know. You could have been carrying a reel. Or whatever. But I mean, if you think about these things all the time, you can't actually get on with life. That's the problem. Other people have to think of these things who are trained. I'm not trained to constantly look around and see if somebody's going to come and attack me.
Sin embargo, hasta el día de hoy, existe mucha gente que se manifiesta en contra de él y la realeza, tal como le sucedió cuando le lanzaron huevos mientras pasaba entre la gente junto a su esposa Camila.